Someone up here had Scottie Pippen in 10th place.
Y'all know what time it is. So y'all know what time it
is. Since you're up here, do you want to just talk about real quick why
Scottie right quick before you get into it? We have a lot of new viewers. Okay, so it's not about the people you've talked to as much as the new viewers that we have, people that are fresh to the platform, and people that might see this 3 years from now that don't know.
Right, and you know what? That's a fact. Because I'm looking at the comment section. I'm like, y'all tripping. Y'all know my list. Like, that's my list. But I see a lot of people don't know my list. Okay. Yeah, Scottie Pippen for sure. Like Scottie Pippen is the top 3 defender of all time. Top 3 defender of all time. You know what I'm saying? Contributed heavily to six championships. So he wasn't a tag along. Michael Jordan wasn't dragging him up no hill. He was, in fact, had his hand on Jordan's back like Jordan had on his back, and they was pushing each other up that hill. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Scottie Pippen was one of the best defenders to ever walk on the hardwood ever. You know what I'm saying?
Can we make the case, Ox, that Scottie Pippen is the best complimentary player in NBA history? I feel like I can make the case that Scottie Pippen is the best complimentary player in NBA.
I would never make that case. I would never disrespect Scottie Pippen like that. You know what I'm saying? Scottie Pippen was a co-star, you know, and he did everything on the basketball court. He was one of the best all-around basketball players of the 90s, of that entire decade. You know what I'm saying? And along with his co-star Michael Jordan completely ran the 90s. And I think it's crazy for him to have no consideration. And you know what I'm saying? They went 6-0. You know what I'm saying? 6-0 in the finals. He contributed heavily to that. So it's like if y'all don't think that Pip contributed as much as he did, then that means y'all think Michael Jordan should be undisputed. You know what I'm saying? Undisputed. There should be no conversation about Kareem, Kobe, LeBron. There should be no conversation. It should just be Jordan is the God. If Scottie Pippen ain't who I say he is, then that means Jordan is the best, is the God of basketball. You know what I'm saying? So it's just I just you know I think it's crazy that Scottie don't get as much credit as he deserves. But I got him 10, and everybody knows. Like, oh, well, now y'all know I got him 10. I thought y'all knew already.
I just think 10 is a reach. I think what you said about Scottie Pippen is accurate. I agree that he does get slept on. He is underrated. He is a Swiss Army knife who could do all of these things. He is an amazing player, absolutely. I don't think he's one of the 10 greatest players ever. But I don't know where I would have him, I'm going to be honest. But he is amazing. I agree with everything you said. I just don't agree with the conclusion it led you to. So
right, and that's fine. And that's fine. Like once again, y'all already know. I'm not trying to convince y'all to put Scottie Pippen on y'all top 10 list. You know what I'm saying?
I knew you was gonna have him. So when you sent it, that wasn't the thing that surprised me.
As a complimentary player, I know how you feel about that word, Ox. Complimentary player, right? And when I think about complimentary player, I mean I'm complimenting you. So what you do and what you don't do, I do that. And what I don't do, you do that. And
so would you say Jordan's a complimentary player?
I think they complemented. I think they complemented each other. I think they complemented each other as well as any other duo could complement each other. Shaq and Kobe, Magic and Jabbar. I think that they complemented each other. Like a lot of us don't talk about. A lot of us don't talk about.
Yeah, but chill. One was the suit and one was the tie.
Okay, the suit.
One was the shoe and one was the shoestrings.
Okay. One was the
yeah.
Suit.
Okay, I could deal with that one, but not the
okay. But with the suit, Ron, this suit don't work without the shirt.
I didn't say shirt. I said tie.
Okay, but Scottie Pippen wasn't the tie because the tie. I feel like the tie is an accessory. Scottie Pippen was not the tie. He was the shirt. Like he was. This suit doesn't work. He was the shoes that with this suit. This suit does not work without him. I think that 5 of the 6 championships that they played in, Scottie Pippen led them. Scottie Pippen averaged more assists, rebounds, and steals than Jordan in those championship series than him. However, I understand who Jordan was. Now, a question that I have, because I saw Mars, because I did tune in yesterday.
I saw you in the chat.
I did tune in yesterday. And I have a bit of a gripe. And I got a bit of a gripe.
Another great episode, by the way.
100%.
Podcast.
Fantastic episode.
I mean, man, we climbing that ladder.
My gripe is, and I've always had such a problem with this 6-0 logic. And the reason why I got a problem with the 6-0 logic is because you're basing this solely on him being 6-0 in the NBA championship. So if you're going to do that, right? If you're going to base that on championships, we have to talk about Bill Russell, because I have almost double what you did. That's number one. And the reason why, and the reason why this is important to mention is because, one, I have almost double the championships that you have. In addition to me having almost double the championships you have, Michael Jordan is considered by the consensus as the best scorer in NBA history. I can stand in front of you guys today and make a legit argument. Bill Russell is the best defensive player in NBA history. I can make that argument. With me making that argument, if I got a guy here who's the best in the league at putting the ball in the bucket in league history, I got a guy over here who's the best in league history at stopping you from putting the ball in the bucket, that's got to matter. That 100% has to matter. Don't tell me that doesn't matter. On top of that, we got a guy who I'm not only arguably the best in history at stopping you from putting the ball in the bucket. If you run down those Boston Celtic teams who won the NBA championship, they were at the bottom of the league in offense, which means we was doing this primarily off what I was doing defensively. So again, if we're doing this with Michael Jordan being at the top of the league in terms of championships, he's doing this because he's the bucket getter. I'm doing this because I'm the primary stopper on defense. I'm the anchor. That 1964 Boston Celtic team is quite possibly the best defensive team in NBA history. I was the anchor on that team. Me right here. That 1962 team that won the NBA championship, awesome on defense. I was the anchor on that defense. That 66 team that won the NBA championship, awesome on defense. I was the anchor on that team. So when we're talking about Jordan, when he averaged 41 a game in the NBA Finals in 1993, in 1964, we shut the door on everybody. And I was the anchor on that team. So if you're going to talk about me, we're going to talk about this guy being as awesome as he is on offense, we got to talk about this dude being as awesome as he was on defense.
We can do that, Chill. We can do that, Chill, but them Bulls would have beat the shit out the Celtics.
Ox, wait. It's relative to era. Right?
Oh, okay. Well, that's fair. No, that's fair. That's fair.
I think you can't just do the Bulls versus the Celtics 30 some odd years later, because then it's not enough context around that. But then we can say relative to era and not have Bill Russell as the GOAT, because that makes
that's cool. That's fair if y'all do that. I just I typically kind of stay away from anybody before Kareem. You know what I mean? I typically
that's fine. I think what Chill said is correct. I have one issue when it comes to Bill Russell, and he's gonna come up. I don't like the game that happens with Bill Russell, that he's only used as this pawn in the MJ and LeBron debate. It's like if the Jordan fans bring up 6-0, it's like, oh well, then you should have Bill Russell as the GOAT. It's like Bill Russell has a GOAT case that stands on its own 2 feet without you having to just use him as this gotcha moment to prove that LeBron is better than MJ. That's the thing I don't like. Bill Russell has his own case. He doesn't need to just be used to prove Jordan fans wrong about their affinity for Michael Jordan. You could make the argument that MJ is above Bill Russell and also have Bill Russell at number 2 or number 3 or number 4. You could do that. If you value the offense over the defense, if you value the two-way stuff, if you do value that there was a league with more than 20 teams in it compared to 8 to 10, like that's a perfectly fine case. I just don't like that the only time Bill Russell seems to get his flowers is in the context of MJ can't really be the GOAT. That it bothers me that Bill Russell is just used as a pawn in these talks. And I think what Cho said, like everything he said about the defense, the dynasty, his impact on defenses, all of that stuff is absolutely correct. I just don't like that it only comes in the form of, well, MJ can't be the GOAT by that logic. It's like Bill Russell could very easily just be the GOAT, regardless of whether or not you think MJ is better than LeBron or LeBron's better than MJ. Bill Russell could be the GOAT. From an accolade standpoint, he could be the GOAT. 5 MVPs, 11 rings. Obviously, the best defensive player in NBA history, if not number 2 for whatever reason. All of that stuff stands on its own 2 feet. And then if you want to say, well, I do just value the rings, then yeah, he is obviously the GOAT. But if you don't value rings, he's still just as accomplished as anyone ever. And if you don't value accomplishments, you could just look at it from an impact perspective. He impacts the game just as much as anyone ever. No matter what avenue you go, beyond air attacking, which is fine. I know Real Talk air attacks. I know other people air attacks. Beyond air attacking, Bill Russell has a case in any sort of criteria to be the greatest player of all time. At least top 5. He has that case. I just don't like that he only gets used in one context. And based on like people will be like, oh, well, MJ can't be the GOAT because LeBron had tougher finals competition. I would argue Bill Russell's final competition in the Lakers and the Sixers a lot of those years is tougher than what a lot of people have seen. Maybe not LeBron. LeBron saw some crazy dynasties, but definitely stronger than what MJ saw or what's stronger than what Magic Johnson saw. Like, I think that's perfectly fine to say. But because it's the 60s, I can't praise the team that has Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, and Wilt Chamberlain. Or I can't praise the team that had Billy Cunningham, Wilt Chamberlain, and Hal Greer. But these are all-time dynastic teams that couldn't win because of the Boston Celtics. So they don't get that same respect. But yeah, I don't know.
And real quick, because I know that's like you said that after I was talking about Jordan and Pippen and stuff. Yeah. I want to make sure to say that I wasn't saying, oh, Pippen got 6 rings, so no. I was saying like Jordan, and what they did in the 90s, Jordan didn't do that by himself. And I'm just saying a lot of people, 6 rings is amazing, regardless if Bill Russell has 11 or if this person has 30. You know what I'm saying? 6 rings is still great. And that's what I was saying. Sure. I wasn't saying like, oh, 6 rings is the end all be all. I don't ever really make that argument. You know what I'm saying? It's just more so how good I think he was and how heavily I think
don't get that no attention, Ron. Please don't get that
how heavily I think he contributed to it. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to stand on the 6 ring argument.
Right.
Did y'all already address the I'm sorry,
the elephant?
The Michael Jordan at 7 or whatever?
LeBron at 7.
What the hell would they have Jordan at 7?
LeBron at 7.
LeBron at 7. My fault.
We're working our way up.
I thought somebody had Jordan at 7.
I brought up, and to Mars' point, I brought up the rings with Bill Russell, and then I added in how he got to that, right? And I don't want it to just be, well, Bill Russell got 11 rings. Well, Robert Horry got 7 rings. I mean, that's not the end of it, right? If I'm gonna talk about Bill Russell having 6 rings, we got to talk about Bill Russell having 11 rings. We got to talk about how he got to that. It's not just okay, Bill Russell got more rings than Michael Jordan. No, Bill Russell got 11 rings, and this is what he did to contribute to those 11 rings. It wasn't just he got 11 rings. Now to Ox's point, I mean, I can 100% see why you feel the way you do about Scottie Pippen. I can understand it because as a complimentary player, the stuff that he did to enhance everything else that they did, it's I'm not going to say it's leaps and bounds above everybody else, but what I can also say is when Jordan retired, we had to see that from Scottie. Scottie Pippen didn't have to win an NBA championship, not in my estimation. What had to happen, though, Ox, when Jordan retired was what we saw from Scottie Pippen. Because what we saw from Scottie Pippen was, what I saw particularly from Scottie Pippen was, damn, Scottie,
MVP candidate.
I didn't know you was that good. I did not know you were that good. What it reminded me of, Ron, it reminded me of, what's the chick name in Destiny's Child?
Kelly or
Michelle? Kelly.
Not Kelly, the other one.
Michelle.
Michelle. She made a gospel album that one time.
I'm like, oh, I didn't even know you could sing. Because all I heard you turns out this chick can blow. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know she could sing.
Sure can.
I did not know you could sing like that. Come to find out, this chick is a real singer. Well, when Michael Jordan retires,
right in that microphone.
And when Michael Jordan retires, come to find out,
it's a church.
What?
Go ahead. Are you okay? Are you okay?
What are you talking about?
Are you okay?
Nah, Josh, because we not okay. I'm with you. We're not okay. But chill, proceed.
Come on, bro.
Come to find out, when Michael Jordan retires, Scottie Pippen is awesome. Now we see why these dudes is running the table. Because I'm running with a dude like this, right? We running with a dude that's this good on defense. Ox, I don't think people talk about this. Scottie Pippen, 3 out of 4 years, he finished second in Defensive Player of the Year. This is what I'm running with.
Chill. I don't even think this is even necessary. Chill. I don't even think we need to go any further with this. People aren't going to give Scottie Pippen any respect. You know what I'm saying? It's right there. The proof is in the pudding. You can see it. Like you mentioned, when Jordan left, Scottie was still as good. You know what I'm saying? Scottie stepped into that role. No, he didn't win the championship, but he was an MVP candidate for a reason.
But you know who's not giving Scottie his respect though?
I mean, it's just I'm you know what? That's my fault because I'm reading the chat too. You know what I'm saying? That's my fault because I'm that's my bad. But still though, you know what I'm saying? It's not even, can't really make a case for Scottie. You know what I'm saying? I just think Scottie's better than a lot of people. I value a lot of different things on the basketball court. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you don't average 25 points. You know what I mean? Scottie was an incredible basketball player.
He was.
Where would you guys like? Obviously, you probably don't have a full list, but what range do you think Scottie should be in?
I don't think it's 25 players in NBA history better than him. That's why I had him.
Ooh.
I had him on my small forwards list. Bear with me. On my small forwards list, I had him 6th on the small forwards list. So
yeah, let me see.
Mars, is it
he's in the 35 range, maybe.
Is it the buckets, Mars, that bother you with him more than anything? Because it can't be the decision making. It can't be the defense.
It's longevity and then just overall offensive proficiency. I mean, the guys I have above him, Bron, KD, Bird, Dr. J, I think all 4 of them are pretty much, they go without saying. For the most part, I know Ox doesn't agree. For the most part, those 4 go without saying. The only, I guess, controversial one is John Havlicek. But even you think John Havlicek's a better player than Scottie Pippen. I just think the longevity is just, it trumps Scottie. So that's why I have Scottie Pippen at 6. But you notice I didn't say Kawhi Leonard's name. I think Kawhi is better than Scottie Pippen. Yeah, I think Kawhi is also better than Scottie Pippen. But the longevity stuff was just too much for me to ignore. But like, if I factor that in, like, I could have Scottie Pippen at 7. Like, I don't know. He's really good. It's just tough.
Because when I think about Leonard, I think about a guy who, I mean, when he got it going, he's one of the better bucket getters that I've seen. So all the other stuff, I mean, I think Scottie trumps him. If I'm being honest with you, I don't. And I do think that there's a gap. Maybe I'm a little bit crazy. As a defender, I think there's a gap between Scottie Pippen and Kawhi Leonard. Even Leonard at his best. I think as a distributor, I think there's a gap. I think there's a gap between Scottie Pippen and Kawhi Leonard. As a transition player, I think there's a gap. I think that as a ball handler and a floor leader, I think there's a gap. I can get with you with the buckets, right? Because Kawhi Leonard as a bucket getter, which, I mean, we've seen in the playoffs how much that matters. When he gets that mid-range going, when he gets getting downhill, being the shot creator that he is, I can definitely get with that part. But I feel like the other stuff, I do feel like the other stuff trumps everything else. And I do think that there's a gap between him and Scottie Pippen when it comes to that stuff.
I would say, number one, I looked at my small forward list. I do have Kawhi over Scottie, but it's one direct. I have Kawhi to get 6, Scottie at 7. Scottie obviously played, was better longer, but peak Kawhi to me is just the better player, and I couldn't leverage out the longevity with the just ignoring that Kawhi is just flat out better. Chill. A lot of times when I hear you say about scoring, you just say like, oh, it's buckets. But like being the best offensive player on the team, that's a lot of value. And
being the best scorer, there's a difference between being the best scorer and being the best offensive player.
More often than not, the best scorer on the team is the best.
Yeah, more often than not, yeah. The
especially when it's Kawhi Leonard or Kevin Durant or Michael Jordan or whoever else.
So I would ask you then, though, so who do you think is a better offensive player between Kawhi and Scottie Pippen?
Scottie Pippen. I think he's a better overall offensive player than Kawhi.
And I guess that's the fundamental difference.
I can appreciate the bucket getting. I can appreciate Kawhi Leonard's ability to create his own shot, to get downhill. That mid-range was some of the best mid-range stuff that I've seen almost ever, with the exception of Jordan, Bryant, KD, guys like that. But when I think about Scottie Pippen as an overall offensive player, a guy who can combine all of those things, his ability to knock down the mid-range also. We had that 3-year stretch where I think he shot over 35% at the long ball line for those 3 years. Now, I know that there's some people that'll make the argument that, well, the 3-point line was moved in. Well, I can say the same thing about in the 2010s. Like, you couldn't put hands on people. It was the freedom of movement era. So everybody had an advantage.
Transition though. Don't forget Scottie in transition in the open court though.
Yes, and not only his ability in the open court. I feel like Ox, with him, his decision making. I don't just mean his ability to score. His decision making, finding open guys, drawing the defense when he gets to the rim, stuff like that. I feel like that, in terms of collapsing the defense and getting to the rim, getting easier buckets, getting other guys involved in the game. I think there's a gap between him and Kawhi Leonard when he's doing stuff like that.
I just want to see how far you're willing to extend this logic, because now, I'm not gonna lie. I thought we were going to agree that Kawhi.
You was looking for common ground.
Yeah, I thought we were getting to a common ground. So you're taking Scottie Pippen, it sounds like, over a high volume scorer that can't really pass or play make. So I just want to ask you a few more names to see where you are with that. Is Scottie Pippen to you a better offensive player than Hakeem Olajuwon? Because Hakeem struggles with a lot of the same stuff Kawhi does, and he's strong in his scoring in a lot of the same areas. Obviously, Hakeem a little bit more, back to the basket, but he excelled in the mid-range just like Kawhi. Had a few problems throughout his career, like processing defenses and making the right passes. So is Scottie Pippen a better offensive player than Hakeem to you as well?
I think that Hakeem became a better offensive player because of his ability to pass out of the double team. Like there was a time when he was a black hole and he just everything with him was just buckets. He became a better offensive player when he was able to pass out the double team, which enhanced their offense, which enhanced his ability to get more buckets because now you couldn't double him as quickly as you could. You couldn't stay in terms of double teaming him. So I think that his ability, one, to be able to pass out of the double team, two, his ability to score, because again, scoring does matter in this. Like I said about buckets, his ability to score on the box in a multitude of ways. His ability in transition. I think Scottie Pippen's a better transition player than Hakeem Olajuwon. I think Olajuwon's an awesome transition player, but I think Scottie Pippen was a better transition player. But I think that because of Hakeem Olajuwon's ability to pass out of the double team later on in his career, I think he became better.
But there are years to you, like let's say even like early 90s, before we get to like 94, 95, that you would think that Scottie Pippen was a better offensive player than Hakeem.
There was a time when to be honest with you, real talk, and this might sound crazy to you, but there was a time when Scottie Pippen was considered the best offensive player in the game. Yes, I know that sounds nuts, but there was that was going on.
Which time was that?
Like right around 94, like 94.
Hakeem's peak.
Yeah, there was a time when Phil Jackson actually co-signed this, where he thought Scottie Pippen was the best all-around player in the game.
That's 94 is not crazy though.
That would mean he's better than Hakeem. That's what I would mean.
Hakeem though. Yeah, that's what Hakeem.
Yeah, but I mean also too though, like
93, 94, 95.
Like it's people that think SGA is the best in the world, and it's like I can see how you would think that.
Yep.
No, but I can see how you would think that.
I can't see how you would think Scottie Pippen's better on offense than Charles Barkley or Hakeem. I don't see how you could think that personally. But
yeah. So to answer your question, real talk, again, like around 93, 94, 95, I think Scottie had really enhanced his game and he became a better scorer. Not to the level of Olajuwon. No, I'm not gonna go there. But he became a better scorer, and because he became a better scorer and couple in all the other things that he was able to do, coupled in with the system, with the triangle offense, that made him look even better as an offensive player. And I think that enhanced his game. And I think that there was a stretch where he was a better offensive player than Hakeem Olajuwon. Yes. Is he overall a better offensive player than Hakeem Olajuwon? No. Because again, I think when Hakeem Olajuwon was able to pass out of the double team and read defenses better, I think that's where he became better. But there was a stretch where
But now I just want to clarify, because you said a year in which I believe Hakeem was better at that, but you said Scottie was the best offensive player. So like 94, 95.
We were having conversations about Scottie Pippen being the best all-around player in the game.
Which side of the conversation?
Yeah, where did you fall at? Was Scottie a better offensive player than Hakeem in 94, 95?
It was really close for me. It was. Olajuwon was. I felt like Olajuwon was a better player overall, but as an offensive player, I would have to say Olajuwon.
It's the player choice way. Yeah, them boys gon' get it started. The player choice way. Yeah, the player choice way. Come and switch lanes into the player choice way.